as we finally head into Tomb of the Spider Queens.
Especially the bunker around Blaze is, of course, such a fantastic tool here. Okay, so again, first pick on the side of Tricked, and now the question really becomes when is Chromie going to pop up? And as we have first pick for Tricked, if they really want Chromie and they have chosen her as a first pick position in the past, they can just ban out... Oh, they ban out Chromie. I expected a Tracer ban on their end and then them trying to pick up Chromie, but instead they just simply... It's the other way around. So they are the ones banning Chromie, Method bans Tracer. I expected those two picks to be on the other side.
Gul'dan or Blaze?
Blaze.
I think would be the answer here for Tricked. Or Genji. Okay. They're committed to him. Make feeling like a dragon today.
Genji has 3 games, or was played 3 times in this series, and he lost all 3 games. I would have not picked Genji. I can understand why Genji. The maps or the lanes are so close together that Genji has a really easy time jumping from one to another and put pressure on. Make is fantastic on Genji. Absolutely agree with all of this. But I think that with Method going for Blaze and Gul'dan, they got the way better start into the draft.
Look at the wave clear they have already, and 2 heroes between Blaze and Gul'dan. They just obliterate web weavers. They control the map pretty well. They're able to sustain through awesomely. That's a terrifying opening for Method on this battleground. Yeah,
and I'm surprised. I really expected Tricked to take Blaze. And if not Blaze, then at least go for Gul'dan here. But I have to admit that I don't like the opening for Tricked at all. Doesn't mean they can't win with it.
Sure.
But personally, just looking at this, I'm already scared out of my mind from what Method has. They have a lot of wave clear. They have the ability to keep the heroes alive with Bunker later on, and they're most likely going to win a solo lane. Unless, of course, they are too greedy and allow Genji to get those kills. But everything that Trick does right now, they can jump in with Murden, they can try and get the Storm Wall, they can move on with Genji, traverse the lanes pretty quickly, and try to put pressure on isolated heroes. But if Method doesn't fall for that, and I don't expect them to, then this is going to be a rough game for Trick Esports.
Yeah, you're looking for Gul'dan to be out of position here, for that Murden to move in and grab that Storm Bolt, and then have the follow up into the Genji. And at that point, you're hoping that the support on the opposing team isn't there to make sure Gul'dan stays alive, and I really do not expect that to really open up here as we move into Tomb of the Spider Queen. So we'll see if Trick can find those opportunities, if they can find the moment to get kills on Method. But for now, Hanzo has been banned out. He will not be able to be picked up here. Trick Esports thinking about their ban. Are we thinking any wave clear tanks? Are we thinking of Diablo to go in for the force engages? Good against Genji too?
You could ban supports.
Okay. Uther banned out?
Yeah, they banned out Uther. We have seen ETC by Method on this map, but they lost with ETC. They played Diablo once, and that was okay. Stitches, I guess, is still around as well. You could play Stitches if you go into Malfurion and you try to play with Stitches, and then you need another damage dealer that does a bit more damage. So I feel he's still an option depending on what the rest of their picks look like. If they get anything that can follow up with a CC, and that would be Malfurion and then burst damage, that would be okay. But outside of that, you would most likely look... Even Johanna. They played Johanna on the map too. That would be even more wave clear if they feel they need it. And of course, you have also another stun available with Blessed Shield.
The more I look at this, the more I like Johanna as an option. I like Malfurion paired with Gul'dan.
I feel Malfurion has to be the one. The only thing that he doesn't have is Cleanse, and that's the one thing that worries me maybe a little bit, since Rhaegar has been taken, Uther has been banned out. That more or less screams we don't want you to have a Cleanse. But what can you really... And they put Medivh now into play, so kind of substitutes for it a bit.
Yeah. Medivh coming in, Schwimpy gonna be on that Medivh, I assume. So Blaze will be your side laner.
I have not played Medivh on the map yet.
What I like about this is they're able to respawn.
Malthair, alright.
Nice. This allows them to respond on their tank based on what Trick picks up. If they pick someone like Malthair, suddenly Diablo falls off, HGC becomes a better option. You're able to get Leyline Seal into a power slide, but you also have the escape needed to get away from that Malthair. Final pickup, Trick Esport.
I think they can still play with Diablo. They can play Diablo Medivh if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Again, of course, there's downsides to it, obviously, but you have the wombo potential. You can play it with ETC as well, as you said, and you can still try to play around the mosh pit, for example. You don't have Divine Shield to completely stop it. Li Ming, by the way, I'm a bit surprised he didn't ban out Li Ming. That was the one thing where I looked at it. It was like, well, if they go for a full reset combo, that might scare me a bit more. But if you, of course, have Hanzo and you're worried about the arrow again and the stun, that's more what they thought here. But yeah, Li Ming as a pick for Trick makes a lot of sense. And it's very similar, of course, to what we've seen in some of the previous games, especially on Towers of Doom, where they won with Li Ming.
Expecting ETC here. Could see a world with Diablo. Could see a world with a new Barak.
Yeah, I would also lean towards the earlier too. Still thinking if they would maybe still go into a Johanna, but I just don't feel the need for her. They have wave clear already in spades.
Yeah.
Maybe if the survivability is something that they feel the need to have, they still have shield clear, but I wouldn't really expect it.
What are we doing? Kerrigan. Blaze will be the main tank. Who's playing Medivh? Is that Nick is on Gul'dan.
Okay, that just became extremely interesting.
Kerrigan played by Shrimpy.
I mean, it has to be
Arcana on Medivh?
Arcana. I have actually not seen that setup by them yet. But yeah, either Arcana or Shrimpy has to be... Arcana and Shrimpy are the ones on Medivh and Kerrigan. Usually it's Shrimpy that plays Kerrigan, so I would put Arcana onto Medivh here. Blaze as the main tank. Alright, game just became very interesting.
Alright, indeed. We'll see how it's going to pan out. Good news is, if there is Last Rites being picked, in case it were to get picked, you have Force of Will to stop that from happening from the Medivh, so a clever pick in that regard. If it's Tormented Souls, you have a portal to get away from the fight completely, so again, Medivh is a clever pick in that regard. Kerrigan bringing in the aggression. We'll see how she's able to land it. There is Li Ming and Genji, difficult, but Rhaegar being a prime target and a prime opportunity is one of the ways for this to get a few kills rolling in, right? Get a couple kills going, Medivh can go forward, and then you can have Blaze follow up and you wave clear and turn in. So we can see it working out.
I'm really interested to see what Trick can do now, because I, again, like quite a lot what we are seeing on the side of Method. The last two picks, not quite what I expected, but still I feel the draft is well-rounded and has a lot of options here. Caters well towards the map, has a lot of wave clear, and shows aggression too. You can always move out with Medivh, so I like this draft, and let's find out if Trick can fire against it as we are heading into game number 4 with a 2-1 lead currently for Team Method.
Game 4, Method here on the left side, getting cute with their drafts. A thorough playing Blaze, Shrimpy on Kerrigan, Nick on Gul'dan, Curson on Malfurion, Arcaner will indeed be Medivh.
And to the right side of the map, down one game in the series, we have Crosby on Li Ming, we see Remaballer on Muradin, Make on Genji, Alex the Pro G on Malthiel, and Garan Paquete on Rhaegar.
So, I am keeping an eye on Kerrigan, and I'm keeping an eye on Medivh. First off, because it's a new one here for Arcaner. We'll see how he performs in the hero. But also, I want to know how he's going to handle this off lane. Will he be sharking around, and will the wave clear? That's pretty superior here for Method. Be one of the reasons why they're able to give up on that bottom lane. Trick Esports, the other side, how will they answer back against this really unorthodox composition? You have to stop the Kerrigan, obviously.
Yeah, and Kerrigan excels in the early game for her aggression, and CC follow-up is always there, and with Arcana you can of course help her to either engage or disengage depending on the situation. But it's traditionally already a very successful map for Method. They played 4 times here and they have a 75% win ratio. Trick, not really all that good on the map. They lost 2 of the 3 games they played here. So from that alone, it seems just to be a comfort pick for Method, and they picked the map. If they can get early kills and get a bit of snowball in, that would be pretty bad for Trick here. So let's just see how much of an impact Kerrigan is actually going to have. But I really like the setup that protects her. Oftentimes you see her with Uther, but here it's really that combo with Malfurion for the heals, and then also Medivh that can keep her alive.
Well, so far, Trick is spread out well enough that Method has had some massive whiffs on that Kerrigan, which allows Esports to start pushing a little bit further in, getting some decent damage on the Kerrigan as well as a thorough. Trick Esport trying to answer back in the wave clear department though, with Gul'dan holding the bottom side and Blaze holding the middle. So far, waves are pushing in, but Trick has managed to get more gems surprisingly. 23 out of 16 so far.
Yeah, they're doing a great job with the zoning, and they're also putting the pressure on Kerrigan so that it's very difficult for Shrimpy to engage here. Make is just dancing around the entire time with Genji, poking at her, and we have seen some pretty aggressive jumps by Muradin also, just to get the stuns in and allow Li Ming to fire a combo.
Trick grabbing the Merc camp pretty quickly here. Hoping to have that bolster out the push in the middle lane. Make it a bit more difficult for Method to keep clearing out. Whereas Method just goes back to clearing their waves for now. They'll have to set up defense pretty soon and go grab their own Merc camp.
Good turn in here by Ethereal. Again, the wave clear that we are seeing from Method is pretty fantastic. Kerrigan herself is also nothing to frown upon when it comes to wave clear with the combo, and we have a massive amount of that. But the camp is now taken, and that is an attempt to push by Trick, where they can already try to get the pressure into the mid lane. But that's also where Method immediately starts to focus all their attention to. And they have, as we said, decent wave play here. Person already in position, Shrimpy now as well, they can use, but Trick is showing up in strength.
Cleared up pretty easily though. Decent poke there between Medivh, Malfurion, and Blaze. Kerrigan able to finish up that Merc camp in the middle lane. 40 gems available though. For Trick Esports, Method having a hard time getting their gem set up, as they only have a total of 31 if they were to combine them all now.
Yeah, it's mainly Gul'dan who has to be careful in that bot lane, because Alex is really utilizing the new Malthael here to push that lane out and try to cut Nick off. And Schmacko, of course, can jump in. And that is the big strength of Genji, again, moving between the lanes. Alex even going for the camp here at the bottom. That's actually something that they can sniff out. And yeah, Nick immediately checks what's happening as he sees Alex is missing on lane. And now, of course, we have a situation in which the rotation could really force the first big fight.
And this actually favors Method if they're able to land the combo from Kerrigan. On the other side, Esports trying to make sure they don't get grouped up too much. Shrimpy comes in, but slightly too late.
Portal into the backline zone, so that's already a big one, making it a very uncomfortable situation for them, but Trick gets the camp. And therefore there's nothing to fight for Method any longer. So we have the camp taken. Good move by Trick, slightly inexperienced. Starting to take a decent one. Aggression again, Kerrigan shrumping in deep as Rema just disengaged as he was trying to move in.
Esports is doing such a good job of stopping Kerrigan from winning these combos, or at least dodging out on them. Rhaegar's been the target a few times, but level 1 talent he has that allows him to move faster, and that wolf form has made it much easier for him to dodge out on the combos, but it only takes one. Method now having enough gems to turn in. They have, what, 33 here? So they've dropped them in now. Should be able to go for their own turn in. But the same to be said for Trick Esports. Yeah,
both are very close when it comes to gems delivered. And again, the posturing down here at the bottom. Make is already very low, and that's where the healing totem of Rhaegar comes into play. Tries to keep him a bit more alive. And they need to keep him nearby, since they want to have these interrupts now ready.
7 about to hit for both teams. 36 to 32 in turn in. Trick slightly ahead by 4 gems. Arcana and crew doing their best to shark around, while Rimmer is scouting out Kerrigan as much as possible, trying to make sure that his team never get caught. A Thorough, however, might get hit here. There goes the Stormbolt, but he's Blaze. Can't really dive on him. Yeah,
Trick can actually try and sneak in a turn in down here at the bottom. They jump on Gul'dan though. Gul'dan is really low here as Alex jumped in together with Make, but we already had Malfurion nearby, and now the turn-in attempt again by Genji. And he is nearly able to get it through as Curson finally moves in and with the Moonfire, interrupts it. Very important, since this is still about the first turn-in, the first completion. Dash in for Shrimpy. Kerrigan is low, is able to jump out for now, gets the shield. Alex nearly gets the kill, but what a portal by Arcana. Nice move out by Method, but it allows for Trick to move into the turning point and confirm the first objective.
Just solid teamwork. Malfurion giving the heal, Force of Will coming out, Kerrigan doing enough individual moves to make sure not get hit. But as you mentioned, the turn-in is the real news here, as Trick Esports able to start dealing with waves.
I'm actually impressed by Trick. They're doing way better than expected here. The early aggression that Method is trying to build up through Kerrigan has not faced them at all. They indeed were able to put the pressure on Kerrigan herself to make it more difficult for Shrimpy to have any impact on the game. So from that perspective, Trick really off to a good start into this game. Kerrigan now with a defense attempt at the bot lane, but with a few towers taken out, Trick could very well snowball this to an early 10.
One of the best things that they have done, Trick, is make sure to always have somebody sitting in a bush and watching out for that flank. Whether it's been Genji, whether it's been Muradin, just to make sure that if a portal comes over, teammates don't get picked off. That happened there. Method was actually setting up a gank on the bottom lane, but the moment that Genji splattered out, Malthael was able to disengage and escape away from the area.
It also shows in the amount of stacks that we have for Rimmerballer on his Stormbolt quest. He's sitting at 15 already because he's always anchoring at the side and always greeted Kerrigan with a quick Stormbolt when she was attempting to move in. So that is going to help them even more now. 10 is close. Towers have been taken down so far. Fort has not fallen yet, but they are starting to go in once again here. The portals, and really, this is the one thing that scares me a bit. If one kill happens on the side of Trick, then we know, of course, through the resets they can attempt to snowball this. But it's very much also true for Method, because they can always chase them down with portals if they have the cooldown. And Maka has taken a massive amount of damage. Here comes the Ancestral. They're going in deep. Tormented Souls has been used. This could be the kill, and it is. And immediately Maka pops off, goes in and goes for the double. 2 kills committed. Well done, the Ancestral, well used by Rega to make sure that Maka has the freedom to make the plays, and he delivers right away, using the early level 10.
And that's why we talk about Maka and his Genji when he does pick it up. You always have to worry about that moment. That was opened up by Malthael moving in with the Tormented Souls, but he had the clarity to move in, grab a couple pickups, dash behind a wall, and secure 2 kills. Now, as you mentioned, the gems were picked up, so Method doesn't mind too much. They also hit level 10 themselves. But they have to deal with another Web Weaver push coming in their way.
Yeah, now they are in the spot where they are most likely going to start losing forts if Trick commits to those. But we have still a lot of... As they just picked up their heroic abilities, they have all of them ready. And we still have 3 on cooldown for Trick. So that is actually a huge difference in teamfight power that we have. So Trick needs to be a bit cautious, because it's going to be rough for them to fight without Torment Assault, without Dragon Blade and the Ancestral. So if there is a team fight at this point, it would heavily favor Method.
See what Trick can get out of this. Bottom lane, taking a bit more being than they would like. They want to move in for a thorough.
Oh god,
goes up
that's
the flank.
48 gems.
I can't believe that jet propulsion didn't get stopped. Just barely off there for Alex Apogee. Had it been stopped, that could have been those 48 gems going down. Regardless, Medivh was on his way to help out.
Yeah, still pressuring here, but the defense has started. Okay, so they hold on to the fort at the mid lane at the bottom of the map. It has been taken out by the Web Weavers. An entire level lead for Tricked Esports now. Ethereal has not died. That's the most important part, since he has 48 gems. So that's a majority of what they're holding. But here comes the poke against the fort in the mid lane now. And Method is going to lose another one. And that, of course, helps Trick to get closer to level 13. They're looking super strong here now.
They're a full level ahead of their opponent. Problem is, they don't have another turn-in available. They'll have to farm some gems for that. 80 are here for Method, so Method will be the one that wants to get in for the turn-in, and they're trying. Storm both those, stops at the last second, and finally, Method is able to get that turn-in, but Trick is well-equipped to defend. They've got the mercenary camps already, and as you mentioned, 13 right around the corner. They should be able to hold this.
Yeah, now they also time the camp so that the mid lane is not going to be pressured too much, which allows them to put more focus onto the side lanes and take the Web Weavers down there. So a really nice move. Once again, the attempt here to go for Ethereal and get a bit of damage in. Nice combo attempt, also by Crosby. But we have already 22 stacks for Remaball. He's really weaving those Storm Balls in, and it shows that 13 talent is there, so they should have an easy time defending against this.
Tormented Souls is up, though. Trick is willing to fight, especially with the Smart Camp in the middle. Method attempting to clear it out where they can. Portal goes down, Arcana goes in for a little bit of harassment there. Still working on the Master's Touch, only at 9 stacks at the moment.
Yeah, he has a rough time completing that. There weren't a lot of fights when he could start stacking it. So they're also still waiting for the level 13, which means that they have to be very careful of how they engage here. So now they finally start to take the talent. They get a few towers here in the middle of the map. Genji's under pressure at the bot lane. Carrigan also started to jump in deep. Yeah, there comes the immediate Maelstrom, and Maka is barely getting out. The Ancestral comes in, and the attempt to lock him down with the ult on Medivh did not work out. The Leyline Seal not connecting with him, as we see once again a massive brawl here. Here comes the Horrify. Twilight Dream being used as well, and the kills come in flying as Medivh is dying, and so is Rega.
Okay. Doing what he can here. At the same time, Li Ming gets low, but she gets away. Schwimpy is by himself. He's in a 3v1. He has a minion wave to help him out, but he can't die here. He has 25 gems, and it looks like he knows he might get picked off. He's running the opposite direction, has a jump available, can jump on Maka if he needs to. Maka is able to dash away, and they give him up, actually. They let him go.
Wow.
Wow.
Huh.
I thought there would be more of an attempt to lock him down, but hey.
Yeah, I expected Mirrodin to jump over and try to just wait in the bush and see if they can get the hit. Maybe they were afraid that there's a move in from the rest of the team.
Yeah, there was a lot of time bought.
25 gems, I would have been very tempted to try and take those down. But as Shrimpy escapes, they hold on to those. One of the problems, of course, with Medivh falling in that last fight was also that his Master's Touch stacks got reset.
I mean, you only had 9 anyway, so whatever. That's an easy pickup.
But still.
Yeah. It hurts.
He was already a bit late on the talent because of how the game went, and now it's gotten even worse.
Yeah, definitely difficult here. As another gank attempt occurs, portals over the wall. It's going to be on Malthael. Unstoppable coming out.
Yeah, inevitable end used first by him, and then the cleanse of Rhaegar comes out too. So he dodges all of the stuns that are being thrown on him, and the roots as well. But that is another big turn-in by Method, and they are starting to take the lead in experience, and they heavily pressure the map now.
Yeah, and Horrify's back too. So that combo into a Horrify is available. Mouse Room up at the same time. 10 more seconds till Maka has his Dragon Blade, so they have to wait it out here. Trick does, but this gives time for Method to open up the map. Turt's in the middle taking some damage. Turt's at the bottom as well. There's that Horrify. Yeah, immediately, Mouthfield goes in.
Tormented Souls immediately being used. We are seeing them going straight in. Leyline Seal is being used as Market goes in deep. Crossby in the backline. No heal points nearly, but he gets the combos of the death of Rhaegar as the first one in the fight, as we have Trick moving back. Method claims level 16. The top lane is still pushing. The fort has been taken out by the Webweaver. Entire level lead now for Team Method as they are starting to focus down the first keep.
That bunker just absolutely shutting down the engage from Trick Esports. And speaking about shutting down, Method looking to take down this keep, but with some portals being up, and Trick Esports showing up as 4, they'll have to just go ahead and disengage from the area, but that's okay. They got their experience lead that you were mentioning. Full level ahead, moving towards level 17 already, while Trick Esports sits at 15.25.
Yeah, they're doing fantastic, and if you compare the amount of gems that we have for the two teams, we've seen deaths on both sides, and both lost roughly the same amount. So we are still looking at a very solid situation for Method, as they already confirmed 35 of the gems that they were holding and just turned them in. Now Trick has enough gems as well, but they are losing ground on the map, and that missing level 16 talent is more and more of a concern at this point. So they're going to pick it up soon, they're going to get a camp with this, but the question still remains, can they get that turn-in? Because they desperately need it. If another turn-in hits by Method, then it's likely going to mean 1 or 2 keeps.
They got some time here, 16 is hit, they need 4 more gems, whereas Method needs much more than that to get to 16 for their own turn-in. Method, realizing the threat of Trick Esports getting back on the field here, gets aggressive. What's up?
It's 14, by the way.
Oh, using the map. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
No worries, I got your back.
You're the man. Poke comes in.
Yeah.
Instead of messing up, you just do a general number, man. That's how you do it. That's how you commentate. Just like that. I'll teach you some stuff, Calder. I got you. Hop in my backpack.
Teach me, senpai.
Carry you around. That's right.
What? Backpack carry you around?
What?
You can try.
That's when you get defensive.
No, I'm not getting defensive. I want to see that.
Poke constantly.
We're going to get a new workout routine for
No,
tricks
not like actually like a backpack.
Carry Calder around.
You're so literal. It hurts. It actually
I'm
hurts.
German. What do you expect? Turn-in attempt. Alex, 38 gems. And the portal immediately right next to him, forcing him back. But this is now the moment when we could also see the turn-in come in for Method. They only need 3 more gems, but they're looking for the kill. Nice. Alex again with the inevitable end, getting the dodge in, the unstoppable. But Zero following it up with the jet propulsion. Top lane is pushing heavily. That's at least experience lost, if not already the structure damage. Rema dodging the combo. Here comes the damage in. Shrimpy forced into the Maelstrom, and Leyline Seal has been used. But here comes Alex once more, trying to go in, and he's way too far out. The Ancestral God play here on the side of Trick, gets the Ancestral through, but Alex still dying.
Alex still falls, and Rimmer low as well. Portal popped up. He did jump. If Karrakin hits his combo, Rimmer could fall. Doesn't matter. The root connects anyways. That's going to be a pick. Genji also on the side here, taking a little bit of damage here. Got the Dragon Blade away with another portal up. Nick was one of the chases a gold. Damn, face taking a keep there. That confident, but still. Method gets 2 kills, can pull back, work on a turn-in, can even think about a boss, and they are running towards it.
They can get both now. They can get boss and turn-in. They have another 22 seconds, and that's easy pickings for them. They're looking at 31 gems that they hold, 35 they already turned in. And by making those kills happen, they shut down all the turn-in potential on the side of Trick Esports. Killing Malthael in particular with 28 gems in his possession just killed them immediately. They didn't even have to commit here. Okay, so they go for the boss, they go for the turn-in. And this is bad news. I mean, how much are they going to be able to hold here? Because just look at this. Bottom lane is going to be pressured by the turn-in alone. Top lane keep should fall because boss and Webweaver are both going to be arriving there. This could theoretically be game. If Trick doesn't pay attention and loses a hero or 2, this is over.
One of the best things that Trick has done today, though, has had some stellar defenses when it comes to pushes coming their way. We'll see if they handle this here. Poke already. Alex and Proji helping out. Crosby doing what he can to deal with this boss, but that Web Weaver, it's lurking behind. The keep has already fallen.
Yeah, the keep is down. That was a given. Question is, how much more can they get? And they're going in. Alex with the Tormented Souls again. The Horrify has been used too. The Leyline Seal is on the ground, but Alex is still alive and kicking. The boss is on the core, but only damaging the shield, nothing else. And the Web Weavers are still a fair way out. Remaballer is diving in deep and trying to force a battle.
Yeah, he is, and he's still nice and healthy, getting poked where he can. Nick finally will get a portal from Madi, but the silence allows him to turn around and put some damage out. The defense comes in for Trick Esports, though. They have not lost their core. They lost some shields, but that's about it. Now they have to turn their attention to the Web Weavers.
Yeah, Malfurion there with the Twilight Dream, and then Blaze started to follow it up with the Jet Propulsion, but missing the stun on Remaballer, so they couldn't capitalize on it. Bottom lane is now pushing heavily. The Web Weaver already threatening the second keep, and in the mid lane we're seeing a very similar situation as Athero again moves away. The portals are there, and they're absolutely fantastic. Bottom keep has fallen, so 2 keeps down, and level 20 for Method is just in reach. They're going to hit their Storm Talons. The perfect moment in time here as well. This is rough going for Trick. They're already down a game in the series, and it looks as if Method is going to take the 3-1 victory here.
So now Trick has to hold on as much as they can. They need 3 more gems for the turn-in, and they need a level and a half just to match the level of Method, which is currently at level 20. Method heads back home. They heal on up, and they take the Giants to the bottom side. They'll be able to push out these lanes and start to apply that catapult pressure and maybe look for some kills, even grab mercenary camps, or at least keep Trick Esport pinned down on their base.
So let's check this out. 1.5 levels for Trick, what they need right now. 2 keeps already lost. The boss is not on the map. Cams are pushing on every single lane. This is rough. Right now, what's Tricked is in such a difficult spot right now, and the only thing that Method has to do is they have to run with the advantage. Push while they can, push while they're ahead, and that's what they currently do here.
This is scary. 3rd keep, possibly going down. Trick doing their best to defend, poking where they can. Corruption from Gul'dan, very annoying to deal with. Malfield being able to cleanse himself here. Keeps the poking, portal up as well to allow for a little bit more aggressive maneuvering here for a throw. He'll be able to back on out, and that keep continues to get lower and lower. There's a corruption, and that's it. 3 keeps taken away.
This is basically checkmate. If Method doesn't throw the game here, they have it. Trick needs to hope for a mistake. They need to hope for and wait for Method to make a mistake. And if Method makes a mistake, they can capitalize on it. But all 3 lanes are now pushing against Trick's core. There's nothing that they have, no fallback options any longer. And time is working in Method's favor. And they also still have the 20. And this is where Trick is going for a Hail Mary. They're trying to take the fight here. And it is not looking good. Alex dropping the popped souls. The ley line comes out and delays everything. And now the core is going to be under continuous pressure.
Tormented Souls in Dragon Blade were used. Leyline Seal stopping there. Maelstrom and Horrify is still up for Method, and Twilight Dream is about to pop. It is now up and available. A Thorough goes in for another engage, looking at Make, but he's able to dash away.
Once again, there's the pressure play. Alex trying to do what he can, but Gul'dan doing the damage. 20 is finally in there, immediately being used. There's a nice use of Malfurion's ult, trying to silence everyone as the engage happens. They're moving away. Also Medivh completing his own quest talents now. Master's Touch is completed. Alex still in a bit of trouble. The core is being pressured, and all that Method has to do is move away and buy time. And they're doing it with the portals. They're moving away. A few of them already dropping low, but catapults are now starting to arrive on Trick Esports core.
Thorough's dodges. He winds up falling there, but still bought a lot of time. You mentioned the catapults on the core. Starting to siege away. They have to do the shields, and Trick Esport will pull away. But Method has lost an important member. They have lost Blaze, their main tank here, and Trick has a turn-in available.
They have a turn-in, but the turn-in is going to be cleared up by catapults. It's really one of those moments. The longer this game lasts, the more difficult it is for Trick to win, because the catapults and their scaling is going to pressure the core so much more. And without a boss on the map, that's a massive problem for Trick. If there was a boss, they could try to go make a bit of a Hail Mary play. And it actually is back now. So now they have a chance to make a boss play. If that might bring them back. The problem is, if they go for boss, it has to be a snap decision. They have to go in and take it immediately, or the only thing we're going to see is Method put some pressure onto the bot lane. And keep in mind, with a portal, they can traverse the map pretty quickly. So they can try and backdoor as well. Red Web Weavers are going to be descending, but the catapult should stop them pretty soon. Method just has to play this slow.
Trick groups up in the middle, leaving only Alex Apogee on Malfield back to defend those catapults and get the Web Weavers pushing in. Alex is actually making his way towards the middle lane. It seems like they feel like this is the moment. They have to get a kill or two. They have to open up the map somehow.
Trick has to do something here in the mid lane. They have to commit to this one lane because the other two Web Weavers are not going to do anything. But that poke alone, just look at the amount of poke that we have against the Web Weaver. And it's already at half HP. Portal is out just to threaten them a bit, and the Web Weaver is defended. And now they have to break through this. And how do you do that? It's really rough for Trick. They need to hope for a mistake.
Throw moves in. Misses, but the portal allows for him to back out again. Trick continuing to siege where they can. They know the Web Weavers are pushing in the top and bottom side. The catapult's holding those back, though. Method drops portals, dangling in front of them, presenting the idea of a fight. And here we go.
Yeah, the fight is there. But again, you wait out the Web Weavers, and then you posture around the top, and you threaten to take boss. And that forces Trick away. The bot lane gets pushed out, the mid lane gets pushed out, and as soon as Trick has to react to that, you can make your play for boss, or you force a fight.
Method clears it out. Easily done.
Yeah, so this has accomplished very, very little. And we're now 23 minutes in. So the lanes, the middle and the bot are going to be pushed out, and now you can posture around the top boss. You can also take your own camp, of course. There is another turn-in soon available for Trick. They don't have it yet,
Yeah,
but it's soon going to be there.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I got you.
Awesome.
Method, they're dangling around the idea of wanting to fight, but they're just buying time. Over and over again, they have no pressure whatsoever to force this fight. A thorough spotted here, a bunker comes out, but he has the portal, able to escape.
That bunker gets shredded pretty fast, by the way. Yeah,
it's a short cooldown, he doesn't mind, but yes, it gets destroyed quickly. Here's that boss, Trick is gonna pull the trigger, they know.
Yeah, they have to do something.
It's time.
They have to at least fake it. The least that you have to do right now is try and fake it a little bit. Yeah, look at Kerrigan, already moving into the middle, trying to see if she maybe just like takes that down. But here's the vision. They know that they really go for boss. They really want to take it, so they know what's up. And this is a fight you can take. And they already go for Rema. And Rema is low. He's incredibly low. There was also an attempt to go straight for the Twilight Dream again. Leyline Seal has been used. Horrify! And that's the end of Genji. Genji down. Perfect Horrify coming in by Gul'dan. Nick with a play, and that's the kill that they needed. In the bot lane, as you can see, the catapults are now starting to move towards the core again, but this is just horrible. Method can take the boss, they can go for the core, and Trick has to react to the bot in the mid lane.
Shumbi has a combo though. Okay, Cleanse comes out just in time from Malthael himself. Catapults are grouping up, as you mentioned, 3 of them here. Malthael's able to sneak away. Method, the moment they see someone go defend, they move over to the boss. Repulsion's up. This will be very difficult, though.
Malthael, it's a 3 versus 5. This is a 3 versus 5 as Malthael is defending the core, and the core has already taken damage, and now they can go for Rema Baller again. Murden jumps out and barely gets away here. Grand Paquette trying to dodge. Kerrigan goes in, tries to set up the combo. Grandpa throws the Ancestral out as he knows he's gonna fall. That's him dying. Staggered deaths here. Rega is down, Genji soon gonna be back, but Rema Baller is caught in the combo, and this is the end of Murden.
Kerrigan and crew head straight to the core here. The catapult's already hitting the core already, dropping it down to 75%. They are chunky here in the middle. Trick doing their best to defend, but with Method bringing all 5 members straight to the core, it is gonna fall very quickly, and the Kerrigan win rate seems to continue here for Method. 3 games in total and 3 wins here as Method gets a victory over Trick Esports, and they're going to win the entire series, 3-1.
Method taking the series, winning with 3-1, and of course also shutting down the dreams of Trick Esports.